this onerous job of launching a website. And while I've gone through the history of NNF again and kind of shared it with the panelists here for their review also, that is something which Dr. Shushma and others will certainly talk about NNF. I will talk about the website. So since our email of the Secretary General were not available before 2014 or so, I don't know for whatever reason, because it changed somehow. So I don't know when the website started, but I see around that time, 13, 14, 15, probably that is a time when website was available. Maybe this was a time when website was going on. There was a vibrant website at some point of time initially when it started, and then there was a period when website needed some revamp. So in 2016 or so, some revamp was done in form of adding the photographs, adding some new features. That was done in 2015, 16. And during the tenure of Professor Devrari in 2020, 2019-20, when he was a president-elect and president. So that is the time when another uh, website changes were envisaged and they were implemented. But again, over the period, there was a demand that website needed some more features. And since the technological innovations are developing very fast, and our website need to catch up with the development in the technology which was going around, and the NNF outreach through the medium of website, which people can log in, can see, can find resources, can find their membership, can find the download materials, can find member areas, all so that the members as well as the general public or the administrators or the policy makers can make use of this. Ma'am, can I just start sharing my screen for just introduction, because uh, my screen visible? My screen is visible,
Yes, sir.
Deborah?
Screen is
Yes.
visible.
Uh,
There's no
Yeah.
slideshow.
Yeah.
it is visible.
Yeah.
Very
So, so this is slides have been made by Dr. Kumar, who is the co-chairperson for the NNF website committee, and with the inputs from Dr. Murki, Debarun, and Adarsh, and under the guidance and mentorship of Professor Girish Gupta, who is the advisor this year, and he was the chairperson of the website committee. So there was a need which was felt in the EB and GB, and in continuously annual general body meeting. It was felt our website uh, is not changing with times, and is not showing the new way of how website should be there. The drop downs are not coming. The features are not improving. So a website committee was formed in 2023. It was formed on 4th of February 2023 under the chairmanship of Girish Gupta. And you look at the names, which are Rajesh Kumar, Ravi Sachan, Rakesh Sharma, Kiran More from Mumbai, Sridhar from Tamil Nadu, Akash from Lucknow, Asta Pangal, Abhishek Aradhya from Andhra, Naveen Jain from uh,
Bangalore.
Trivandrum, Rishikesh, and so on. And then, sir, as Professor Girish Gupta, I will just give it after this only. And he changed the name from website committee to website visionaries. And then the meeting started, and it started immediately after that. As soon as the committee was made, Dr. Girish Gupta started it, and the committee started working. And look at the way they divided the website into areas. There were 5 or 6 areas where they divided into this the visibility website. I will not speak more on this. I'll ask her to do this. And they had the ideas from all the committee members, and the committee members gave around 22 categories of this. And out of those 22 categories, they they kind of categorize them into the 5 categories. And these were the visibility, website reach, membership, and what were the shortcomings? I'm just enumerating, sir, on your behalf, that it was felt and it was told to us that it is difficult to search. There's no user experience, not a good user experience which is coming. and there is delay in responsiveness of the website. There was some performance issues, accessibility issues. There was no member areas was not there at that point of time, and there was no online payment accessibility. There was no ID generation. You cannot generate your ID, which I think Dr. Murki is going to tell you right now. Obstetric and nursing members area. Names of only the names of president secretaries are mentioned, and there was nothing. Sometimes even the photographs were not there, and the lack of information about state NNF branches were and their office bearer was there, and that was a disconnect between the central NNF and the state NNF, and their activities were not getting displayed over there. And there was, as soon as the new guidelines are coming, they were not getting updated there, and there were many of our NNF activities which were going around that time, like code, detect, noel, etc., but it was not showing up in the website. So the website was lagging behind, and the NNF was moving in multiple directions, but the website was not. And the problem why I'm not able to see the past and what was happening in past website is the website backups were not taken probably in those times, and so website backup for posterity, for history, it was important. And social media integration, like integration with Instagram, Twitter, X, and Facebook handle or YouTube handle. So this is something which was there, and there were some innovations which were that. And so this website kind of features were there. So, sir, from here I would like Professor Girish Gupta and Rakesh to take over, because these were the people who wanted and looked into these areas and how they went. Right. So please.
Well,
Professor Girish Gupta is the professor of neonatology currently at Graphic Era Institute of Medical Sciences in Dehradun. He was earlier in Jolly and then he started DM Himalayan Institute of Medical Sciences, Jolly Before that, in Sanjay Gandhi Postgraduate Institute in Lucknow, and he retired as a surgical rear admiral from Indian Naval Forces. Professor Girish Gupta.
So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my singular privilege this evening to be here and to express my feelings at the launch of this new website of NNF India. In my opinion, it was a long felt need. And I had a very serious thought about it, that we must create an interface that connects our NNF with the entire globe. The journey began on one fine evening when then President Professor Praveen had come to Jolly Grant as an examiner. And then when we were having some light chat, then I don't know what went to his mind. He suddenly entrusted me with this significant task. I felt it was a challenge, but I saw it as a remarkable opportunity to contribute to our community. With this trust, which was given to me, and also the liberty to form a team. So I felt very, very privileged. And then I chose a group of the most vibrant intellectuals, performers, and achievers, a balanced mix of young and experienced progressive neonatologists. With such a dedicated team, our planning was near perfect, but the job became very simple and straightforward. We committed to complete the detailed planning in a defined period of time, which we thought we should do within 2 months. And I am very happy to express, with the blessings of God and such a vibrant team, we could fulfill our timelines. Following this, it was a very meticulous process of vendor selection, identification, and further execution of our plans. We fully understand that this interface is a very dynamic one, a very vibrant one, and hence it cannot be developed overnight. So today, what we see is the culmination of the process of 2 years of the ongoing process. And I'm sure it is going to be near perfect. But at the same time, the refinements have to go on. I'm confident that our new website will meet the expectations of the neonatologists of India and of the entire globe. And let me tell you that for selecting this website, we didn't leave any stone unturned, and we thought we'll get the best possible interface. And I'm sure that today you will have the glimpse of that. At this moment, I would not speak much because there are so many people who have contributed to this, and we would like to get it inaugurated soon. So therefore, I will just extend my very sincere, humble gratefulness to the people who are interested and shown faith in me, means Professor Praveen, and my wonderful team. They have been just exceptional. I mean, I have no word which can be more superlative, just to say that it is the best team which we have in India. And this team further got reinforced when there was a change of command and more people participated. And therefore, you see this a beautiful product. With this, I extend my deep sense of gratitude to the NNF office bearers, past and present, to Professor Shushma, the President, the Secretary General, very vibrant, and in particular, Dr. Rakesh. I would be failing in my duty if I'll not express his commitment. He has been one of the singular person who always supported me, and his support continues in an unwavering manner in realizing our dreams. I wish all the best for our new website, and I'm excited that this will open up opportunities pan-India and pan-globally. With this, thank you very much. All the very best.
Thank you, sir. As sir has rightly said, Dr. Rakesh Sharma, Dr. Rakesh Kumar, who was the member that time and has participated and worked and tirelessly for this. Rakesh, you are there only? Rakesh, are you there as a panelist?
Yeah, he is there.
Rakesh? Yeah, he was there only. Rakesh, please carry on. The process, how we did it, because that requires some insight into how it went on.
He is muted. I think he needs to be unmuted. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone.
Rakesh, let me introduce Rakesh.
Yeah.
Rakesh is the associate professor at Himalayan Institute of Medical Sciences, Jolly Grant. He is the secretary of National Neurology Forum, Uttarakhand, Uttarakhand Neonatal Society in Dehradun, and he has been a great worker. Please, Rakesh.
Yes, sir. With due regards to all the dignitaries present here, I will just go through the process which we followed. This was all under the guidance of Praveen sir and Girish sir, and support of the team members which were working in 2023. We just collected the data which we collected from the members, and we divided into 22 subgroups which needs to be worked. And we did a feasibility analysis that all of things are possible or not, and what are the important things which needs to be incorporated into the website. So we filtered it again and divided into 6 or 7 broad categories which needed to be incorporated into the website. And based on those, we floated a quotation which was circulated from the NNF office. And the quotations were circulated on 28th of April of 2023. So next. Based on the quotations received, we collected a chart, what we wanted and what the vendors were providing to us. And there, following this, we did a meeting with the bidders, and they presented what they were capable of doing. And based on the meeting after that, so next, please. 6 bids were received, and a competitive chart was prepared following the meeting. Next, please, sir. And based on the inputs, IT Industries was selected as the best bidder based on the fact that they were very experienced and have worked on many websites. And also they were capable and were very clear in what they were going to provide and how they would be providing it, which impressed all the committee members. So broadly, we worked on providing a dynamic member area because the members area was not vibrant at the time. We also wanted to incorporate at least one page for the state chapter so that the states which do not have their own website can show their activities and whatever they were conducting on the central website. Next area, sir. The members profile area was designed in such a way that all the information or the things which NNF was doing or providing were available to members only area. We also planned a parent dedicated area so that parents can engage with the members and get some knowledge about the neonatal services which were being provided and some knowledge about the care which they need to take. We also proposed a conference module because every time a conference is being held, a new website is being created. The conference module will take away that and one unified conference system will be achieved through that. We also wanted to collate all our activities like FBNC, tender management, and online quiz management in the website. We also aimed for digitization of document and a e-office creation for NNF, but it will take some time. We also wish to get a election module in the current website only. And these modules will be slowly generated and will be attached with the main website. Next, please, sir. Based on this, IT industries was selected and some negotiation regarding the price, regarding the AMC, it was conducted by the NNF office bearers. And finally, the order was placed. On 8th of November 2023, IT industries started working on the website and they provided a basic website for testing. And after that, the new website committee was formed in 2024. I'll request Murki sir to take over from here.
Dr. Murki. Dr. Srinivas Murki is a Joint Secretary, National Ecology Forum. He is the he's working in Paramita Children's Hospital. He owns it. He runs it. He is the best teacher around in whole of India. I can say so. One of the best. Dr. Srinivas Murki.
So good evening, everyone, and thank you for the opportunity. And my work was just working on the template. The template was already done. IT industry, I had some experience of working with them previously. So it was easy to coordinate with Adarsh and the team. So we just worked for the last 2 months to ensure that whatever components have been prepared, they are coming onto the website. So presently what we have is a beta form, but I'm sure this is a dynamic website and things will continue to change as we go on. And we hope that the suggestions and criticisms will come from all of you to ensure that continue to work on this and then we get the best website for our body. So this is not the end, this is just the beginning. And I hope that all of us will contribute in our own way to get a better website. And let's hope it is as dynamic as possible for the NNF office, for NNF for executive, OB members, EB members, and also for all the members and other people who are involved in neonatal care, especially the parents and other policy bodies, and also the partners with which we work for. So I'm sure that it is just the beginning, and we will work more to ensure that this is the best website of NNF. So thank you everyone for giving us this opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Murki. That was great. And the timeline, the speed with which you worked in 1 month or so, actually, and did implementation of the website, looking at the 13th April order and 23rd May, we could have launched it earlier, but we wanted to have an auspicious day for it. And 23rd of May being Buddha Purnima, the So this is a very auspicious day. So for that, we chose Buddha Purnima as a day when awakening of new NNF website will happen and NNF will come into foray. Now I request Dr. Professor V.C. Manoj, President-elect NNF for 2024 to address the gathering. Dr. V.C. Manoj.
Respected President, Dr. Sushma Nangia, respected seniors and my dear friends. I too echo the same feelings and euphoria that has gone around after this website is launched or about to be launched. The need for such an interactive website with a user-friendly landing page and easy links to various activities and events of NNF is a long-standing demand in our forum. Let's hope that with this new website, we fulfill those needs. However, our next challenge would be to put up a system in place for continuous updates happening in our website. This is where sometimes organizations falter. They get a good website in place and then thereafter it doesn't get updated. So this is where we need, that is going to be our next challenge. Friends, let's all use this website and connect and benefit from each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Manoj. And you have to do that. You have to carry on the job which has been done by your predecessors like Professor Praveen Kumar, Dr. Devrari, Dr. Shushma Nangia. And in the next year, we hope the updated versions and the new versions keep coming under your leadership. Now I request, yeah, it will be done. I request Professor Shushma Nangia, the President, NNF 2024, to address the gathering.
Yeah. Thank you, Surinder. And it's a great opportune moment when we have Professor A.K. Datta here with us. Sir, we are so grateful that you've joined, and we are waiting for Dr. Paul to join as soon as he can make it. And along with that, we have Professor Meenu Bajpayee, who has taught me 20 years back when I was doing my DM. And we have all the other colleagues and friends. Dr. Rajesh Khanna is there from the ministry. We have Dr. Shobna, and we have Luigi from UNICEF. So it's a complete gathering where we have Dr. Datta, who's somebody when the NNF was started. So we have the full spectrum from when it was started back then in 80s to now in 2024. So obviously when the NNF was launched, at that time, there was not so much digital interface. So we did not even have mobile phones. We didn't even have laptops. So that was the era. And from then on, we need to keep pace with the times. And I think we are doing that quite well, with Dr. Girish Gupta being there as the advisor now this year. So this year, we have seen to it that all those who were heading the committees last year are a part of the committee in the advisory mode, and we have somebody who is now taking that committee forward. So Dr. Girish has been advising initial work, a lot of hard work that you've just seen when he addressed that he has put in with Dr. Rakesh, who also spoke to us in terms of how the process went. And now Srinivas has it on his shoulders to ensure that all the other things that we need to put into the website, they are there. So what does one need? One needs that there should be clear navigation. If we go into a website, it's very frustrating if we cannot navigate into it. What we want is that it should talk about what we are, what is NNF. So about us section, something about the membership information. How do you become a member? Who are the already, how many members are there? What are the benefits if you become a member, and so on and so forth. And all the resources that our NNF team from the 80s till now, whatever they have prepared, whatever the government has already undertaken, so which includes right from CSSM days on to RCH1, on to subsequently coming to the in JSSK, people have contributed in the guidelines of government on antenatal steroids and so on and so forth, on to now facility-based newborn care. So all that should be available on our website for people to access it freely. It should be in public domain. There should be our events calendar, what we are doing now, what is planned for the whole year, so that people can align to it. What are the conferences they want to attend? What are the courses they want to do? So we would be launching very soon few courses rather than just having workshops. So workshops would continue, which are a small sensitization aspect, but we would be having courses, and the details of those courses would come on that. We also want that people should be able to contact us. It should be mobile friendly. It should be easily accessible. So with the help and with the efforts of Dr. Girish, Dr. Rakesh, now Srinivas, and the whole team that was there, this all has been looked into, and most of this has been put into place. So I'm extremely grateful. It's a moment of gratitude where I'm extremely grateful to the members of this committee and to the members at large from Neonatology Forum, that we have reached a point where we are at the point of launching a website which has been well done. But there are other sections like AI and others that we have planned very futuristically that need to be added. So I congratulate everyone involved in this work and look forward to continuing this work so that we have subsequently the website becomes even more robust and better as time goes by. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. To have on our attendees list, all the state president and secretaries are there. In fact, very seasoned members are there. You can look at the participants, and I'm really thankful to all of you for joining here. And on behalf of NNF, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to all the members, the president, the secretaries, the active members who have made NNF so vibrant, so lively, so participatory, and so important in the national and international forum. For the next address, I request Dr. Rajesh Khanna, who is a newborn child and adolescent health consultant from World Health Organization, Southeast Asia region. Dr. Rajesh Khanna.
Yeah, thank you, Surinder. First of all, greetings to Professor Datta and our teachers, Professor Datta, Professor Bajpai, and I think we are missing Dr. Paul, who will be joining soon. I bring greetings from WHO CRO, Dr. Shobna, who's there from Ministry, my friend Luigi, office bearers, Prof. NNF, and my colleagues. So first of all, heartiest congratulations to NNF on the launch of this new website. Since its inception in 1980, I think this is another key milestone that NNF has achieved. Starting from integration of essential newborn care into the child survival package, then advocating and bringing newborn health into the country's main agenda with the introduction of the National Newborn Week, which started, I think, in 2000 was the time. The Golden Project, the Golden Minute Project, the release of the clinical practice guidelines, accreditation mechanisms, release of FBNC. So a lot of good milestones that NNF has achieved. And I think this one, with the coming digital health space that we are seeing, is really going to revolutionize the reach of NNF in building the capacity, in sharing evidence, and in bringing all the key stakeholders together. Just last week, I would just like to share that last week we had a regional technical advisory group on newborn health, and it was wonderful to have Dr. Sushma and Dr. Surinder with us. And one of the key things that came up was the role that professional associations can play. Now, seeing the role that NNF has played in India, I see a great future of NNF not only contributing to improving newborn health within India, but also within the region. And here I'd just like to share one big opportunity to take it ahead, and that is the care of the preterm package. Now, you already have developed a package, and all the countries in the region really need help for that. If that package can be updated, including bringing the new WHO recommendations into it, the KMC guidance, you have the nurturing care frameworks now available. If those things can be integrated, we will be more than happy to collaborate and take it ahead to the region. But I won't take much more time and give, but once again, many congratulations. And I look forward to NNF taking a major role in not only improving the quality of newborn survival, but also going beyond just newborn survival, looking into other aspects of nutrition, development, and overall holistic growth of the child. So once again, congratulations, and thank you for inviting me here.
Thank you, Dr. Rajesh. And
Dr.
it has been
Rajesh, NNF stands committed to the discussions that were held during the WHO meeting. So as an organization, we stand committed. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. And that's the reason, even though I am out of my house, I'm taking it from my mobile because I wanted to be in this important
thank you so much.
monumental occasion. Thank you.
Thank you so much. For the next address is by Mr. Luigi Di Quino. He is the Chief of Health, UNICEF India Country Office. And Luigi has been a great friend for last 5 years, Luigi, I think. And Luigi has become a part of NNF. And I think sometimes we call not even Mr. Luigi, we call you Luigi only directly, has become such a familiar face with us. And that is the point. I think I remember Dr. A.K. Datta's time when the WHO people, the UNICEF people were so friendly, and so they were in Lady Hardinge Medical College so many times, and they were so friendly. And the same era has come with Luigi back here. Luigi, please.
Thank you so much, Dr. Surender, and good evening, everyone. I won't name all the dear friends who are here, but I see there are more than 70 people online, and I think you should be proud. Celebrating the launch of a website with 70 people is not every day's business, but I think it speaks to the commitment of the forum. It's 9 p.m. of a Thursday or whatever it is, and everybody's here. And it was great to see all the work that has gone behind this. And I can only congratulate everyone for the work. And I think for us, NNF here in India speaks to the core of what UNICEF wants and also what we would like to, the best we can do, which is do nothing other than trying to support those who are boots on the ground and have the competencies to then create better services for children and knowledge. So, and in this capacity, I'm also very, very curious to see how the website will come to life. One of our offers always to NNF, which serves as a model for the region, but also beyond the region, will be as soon as this is live, I'll make sure to share it with our global office in New York. And it's not only the content, which I know is there and it will be all uploaded, but it's also the effort and the communication and the features that other associations across the globe can take. We have a great ambassador there in UNICEF HQ. You all know Dr. Gupta, Dr. Gagan. So I'll make sure to root this. And I can't remember who said it, but I really share the excitement, but also consciously the challenges going ahead. It's very easy to launch something and then forget about it. So I think now all of you have signed up to something that needs to be continuously marketed because you want people to click and also to be continually updated because people don't click if they don't find content that is relevant. I find extremely nice the idea of having sections for the neonatologists, but also for the parents. You can integrate, feel free to seek for our help. You can integrate chatbots in the website or other features. Our team is very happy to help if that helps. And with that said, it's really, I don't know, it's like giving a fresh paint to the house. The house remains solid, and that is the foundations are there, and that is not questioned, but it's also nice to make it more attractive so that others can come and visit it. So I think that is happening because the times require it. And so on my side, again, warmest congratulations to all of you, and please let us know when this comes live. We will market it left, right, and center so that everybody can access and enjoy this new asset for the health of newborns in India. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Luigi. And as people know that NNF UNICEF partnership has produced so much of modules that many of the resources will have a UNICEF logo over there over the years. And many of our accreditation forms all have been supported. Our accreditation guidelines, so many technical papers which NNF has produced in past have been a byproduct of collaboration with UNICEF. A great thank on behalf of National Oncology Forum, and I see on behalf of all the members who have joined here, and they are all with whom you have worked, who are on the right side of the participant list also. Dr. Farid is there, and Dr. Ganesh Shilla is still on that side only. He should be in the panelist link. Dr. Next address. With the WHO, UNICEF being our major funders, partners, ministry has been so gracious, so kind, and
Surinder, let me interrupt. Both UNICEF and WHO have been our technical partners.
Technical partners, sorry. Funders and technical partners, yeah. So they are technical partners, and Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has always considered UNICEF as an important armamentarium, you can say, in care of newborn. They have always taken they have solicited our counsel, they have solicited our advice in past, and all the technical guidelines which have been made or percolated or circulated and disseminated in the country somehow has imprints of National Oncology Forum, and that is what is the premise of National NNF being founded by the forefathers in 1980s, when newborn care was hardly even thought in the whole child survival scenario. That is from that point to this point, Ministry has always considered National Oncology Forum as a technical support to in care of newborn. Dr. Shobna Gupta is the Deputy Commissioner, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and she is not only a Deputy Commissioner, right? She's not just representing MOHFW. She has been a very active member of National Oncology Forum in all her years, since when she did her post-graduation till now. She has been working endlessly, tirelessly for NNF in various capacities, whether it was for NSSK, NRP, whether it is for FBNC, CPAP workshops, whether it is about new birth defect. I think she has played so many roles in NNF that she's the right person. She's our ambassador in ministry now. Dr. Shobna Gupta.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Dr. Surinder, for such gracious introduction. First of all, I would like Dr. President NNF, Dr. Sushma, my esteemed other colleagues from the NNF, Dr. A.K. Datta, sir, Dr. Bajpayee, and my colleagues from UNICEF, WHO, CERO, who are constantly supporting, and all the NNF members across the country. I am privileged to address you today on behalf of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, actually at this moment where NNF is actually launching a new website. And after hearing about this website, it looks really promising. So definitely a lot of efforts have been done by the NNF in devising this website so that it can be utilized at its maximum, not only by the postgraduates and the budding pediatricians and the neonatologists, but also the practicing pediatricians at every corner of the country, which might not be having access to that updatation of the knowledge in a routine manner, which is very much required. With these words, as far as say the National Neonatology Forum, definitely as previously been talked about, is a cornerstone in efforts to improve the neonatal healthcare across the country. It is comprised of dedicated professionals, pediatricians, neonatologists, and it helps in pivotal role in dissemination of the knowledge. And as Dr. Surendra Bishtil, in almost all the technical guidelines we frame at our ministry, National Neonatology Forum is an inherent part of that. And not only the composition, but they're advocating on the newborn care part when and wherever required during the times. It has a big role to play. And I'm sure with the launch of this website also, as Dr. Sushma also mentioned, that they can have the guidelines which have been developed like on the revised FBNC program, the other training workshops, the modules. So those material are available on the NHM site. Along with that, if they even their link or those material can be there on the website also. I'm sure this would actually be very helpful for the working professionals all across the country to access them. Because I have seen many times there is a dislink between our public and the private doctors. So like the persons who are working in the National Health Mission, they have the information, but who are the practicing alone. So whenever I sometimes go to the conferences, they don't even have an idea that we have so many guidelines working at the national level. So that disconnect can be filled and we can have a good public-private collaboration through this dissemination of this kind of thing where everyone can be connected and informed of the available material for which so much of efforts go at every level. And as far as the care of the newborn is concerned, definitely the different endeavors which we are doing at the ministry level for the survival of the newborns, as we are putting forward with the expansion of our special newborn care units and the newborn stabilization units, the quality and equity plays a bigger part. So the NNF role comes in that quality certification and the gap analysis. There's a big role to play. And India being such a heterogeneous country with wide variation, definitely that strength of the capacity which is there with you is an immense. And as you know, with the changing environment, that regular role of the capacity building and the refresher training. So that that training programs of the FBNC training packages and the NSSK and the various programs we have and the state level workshop, region level workshop, definitely it goes a long way in providing with the skills and the knowledge required to deliver that effective neonatal care. As Dr. Rajesh Khanna also mentioned, apart from this, as we are moving towards a digital India era, so definitely the involvement of the telemedicine at the hub and spoke model, the digital health records, definitely it's time to leverage those innovative tools to deliver the quality healthcare as well as to reach the last mile. Our problem is the remote at the marginalized communities at the under terrain area where it is really difficult to reach. Recently, I was being to the, one East Sikkim, one of the remotest village at the border of the India, where actually there is no care available apart from our small health and wellness center. So if something happens, everyone has to travel towards the Gangtok because the population is very less. So here, and the Airtel connection is there, the roads are there. So definitely these digital tools can play a very good role, and this access to the material would actually help them in reaching the care they require. So definitely that level at there is really important. And one thing I would like to emphasize is again the role of the community. So I would urge rather NNF to have more community awareness and be involved in our community program also. We are on the urge of revising our home-based newborn care with the involvement of more digital tools, especially the follow-up of our small and sick babies from the small and sick. So actually, I'm leveraging this opportunity to stress on those involvement of the role of the NNF in the revision of those tools, how you can help and engage more of your members across the country to which we invite our NNF members to every endeavor we do to utilize the capacity of not only the public doctors, but even the private doctors, if they can donate at least 2 hours, from their heavy, hectic schedule to the nearby area, to the remote area, or to brush up the skills of our doctors and the peripheral workers, that would go a long way. So definitely with the collaboration of our academic bodies, our development partners, the National Health Mission, the GOI, and our local NGOs, self-help groups. I'm sure together we can achieve the ultimate target of reaching the good survival, not only survival, the good thriving newborn, and reaching our SDG goals together. So I congratulate once again, all the NNF members and the office bearers, Dr. Sushma, Dr. Surender, all the persons who have done a hard work for the launch of this wonderful website. And I'm sure it will yield good results in the coming future. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Dr.
Thank you,
Shobna. Thank you for that. And we welcome Professor V.K. Paul,
V.K.
who
Paul.
was extremely busy. He had an unforeseen meeting to attend, and that was, he has attended that, and we are so grateful, sir, that you could log in. We really need your wishes and blessings. So our chief guest has joined in. Surender, please continue.
Thank you, Dr. Shobna. Welcome, sir. Dr. Shobna, the years of
greetings to you, sir. Sorry, sir has not joined. Sir, my respected circle, sir, my greetings for you for the joining the workshop.
Yeah. Shobna, years and decades of work is actually reflecting on the ease with which you are connecting with masses. You are talking about community. You are talking about doing something to the marginalized, to the people who are living in very difficult terrains. And that is where NNF has an outreach. There is where you can leverage us. There is where the tele-mentoring kind of things. There is these are reasons. And care of small and sick certainly is a foray where NNF members can contribute a lot. Thank you for considering us for that part. Now, Professor Paul has joined, and I think in the last meeting when Sankalp was happening, Sir was asking NMC and DNB to see that the curriculum, the education which is being provided to the trainees, the postgraduate trainees, and the super specialized training programs which are being offered by NBE and NNC are of a quality which can make an impact or dent in survival of the children, survival of newborns later, and they can do some capacity building in that training period only, and can empower the students with some skills. Professor Minu Majpai, who is a Executive Director of National Board of Examination Medical Sciences, the DNB area, which caters to half of the pediatric residents in this country. Sir, we have been so thankful to you for accepting our as a guest of honor. Please, sir.
So, Professor V.K. Paul, my former senior esteemed colleague from All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Professor Sushma Nagia, President NNF, Dr. Surendra, yourself, Secretary General NNF, eminent former President Dr. A.C. Datta, Professor Girish Gupta, Chairman of the visionaries of this committee, which has formed this website, Professor V.C. Manoj, President-elect NNF, Dr. Srinivas Murki, Dr. Rajesh Khanna, Mr. Luigi or Luigi, as you mentioned, Dr. Surendra, Dr. Shobna Gupta from the Ministry of Health. It is an eminent dignitaries gracing the occasion. Members of this August online assembly of NNF and a large number of people have already joined. It is indeed a great privilege to address the meeting of this coveted organization. Let me tell you, I first got to know about NNF in 1984 when I joined as a resident in pediatric surgery at All India Institute of Medical Sciences. And you can just imagine that within a very short period of time, we got to know Professor Paul, because neonatology and our pediatric surgery AB5 ICU, as Sushma would recall, were hand in hand. We couldn't have done anything without Professor Paul's guidance. And at that time, I must mention Professor Meherban Singh was not in town. He was away on an assignment to Indira Gandhi Institute of Medical Sciences in Kabul. He joined much later. Professor Paul was holding the fort, teaching us, guiding us, and looking after our newborns. And at that time, soon Devrari joined. Then I saw the stream of very eminent people. In presence, we have Professor Nagesh herself. She joined as a trainee at that time. She did, and then now currently we have Ramesh heading the organization, the head department there. So basically, what I have realized that since then, in the early 80s when it was launched, NNF has done an expansive growth. we could see things happening very fast. Dr. Rajesh Khanna very clearly mentioned the role professional organization can play in the country's health. I mean, in addition to the education, to the curricula, etc., which has made a difference in our infant mortality rate. I mean, single-handedly, the contributions of the NNF has reduced our neonatal mortality. We should recognize that. Now, the first set of recommendations on neonatal care came in 1980. And I want to mention this as a pediatric surgeon, I realize how important they are. Then there were many things, notably the countrywide neonatal resuscitation program, which was launched way back in 1989 as a training of teachers program. Again, if you look at it, there are hardly any organizations which are actually focusing the training of teachers. And we are realizing that our current teachers are not that dedicated as they used to be. And we're not criticizing it, but we are making a note of it so that we can do something about it. And we look up to NNF to show the way. Then the NNF contributed in the mid-90s to the development of teaching aids on newborn care. I remember the residents and the young faculty at that time at the institute and many other places across the country carrying a thick book of PPTs, which was carrying the course material. So imagine the thoughtfulness of the past visionaries of NNF who showed the way of education. Those books carried the PPTs, which not only had very high standards, but uniformity of training and education across the country in all programs in neonatology in the country, in pediatrics in general. And just a day before, we had a fourth series of meeting held by Professor Paul, and he is brain picking as to how best to reintroduce that, reinvent the situation which he did many years ago in NNF, so that the country benefits for the students of next exam and so on. There's many more things I hope Professor Paul will sensitize us in briefly at least. Now, there are a lot of activities. As Professor Dr. Khanna mentioned, I want to remember this because the educational activities which NNF has done over the years is remarkable. And we are the gainers at the national board. And I'll give you some examples of that. We let us look at new PIP, something which has actually addressed the improvement in preterm deliveries and preterm babies, which is a singular most common cause of high mortality in newborns. Then we have an NNF Shine program pan-India, which is again a huge educative program for PGs. It has several periodic offline workshops also. So you can imagine the happiness and the gratification with, as an educational body, the national and board would have when you have organizations like NNF. Now, I have two areas to address to NNF on a personal front, one as a pediatric surgeon, and the second as heading the National Board of Examination in Medical Sciences. Of the 6 objectives which NNF had to begin with in 1980, one of them is to establish liaison with other professionals concerned with neonatal care. There's a whole body of concerns. As a pediatric surgeon, I believe that we can have more integration. We can have collaborative platform to work more. And looking at you, Professor Nagia, and also to Dr. Bisht, I see, and the forthcoming, the President-elect Dr. Manoj, I look forward to creating a platform with pediatric surgery so that we can address certain issues. I'll briefly mention them. At some other forum, I'll elaborate upon them. And I think all of you know about it. Now, neonatal jaundice. The referrals are late, and that makes the difference between the outcomes in biliary atresia. It's a morbid disease. We're not questioning that, but we can still make a difference by early referrals. UTIs in newborns, almost 50% of UTIs admitted newborns have vesico-ureteric reflux. We have to focus that. It's a huge morbidity which contributes to the CKD, a pool of burden of disease in India. I think we will take note of it. The prenatal diagnosis by ultrasound. Incidentally, it was in the 80s that the ultrasound actually came to clinical practice. And since then, NNF has been around. The antenatal diagnosis of congenital abnormalities of kidney and urinary tracts, CACUT, a range of conditions, contributes significantly to renal morbidity and the requirement of renal replacement therapy. Here again, I think NNF can play a huge role. They have the potential, wherewithal, the ideas, and everything to contribute to this. I remember last year, Dr. Ramesh had held a meeting, and I think Dr. Sushma was also there, when we had invited two dignitaries from WHO. That was held in the Mother and Child block at All India Institute.
Yes.
And as Dean Academics, I presided over there, and also as head of pediatric surgery. And I addressed to those dignitaries which lapped up the idea. I told them, and they said that it is there to some extent, but a digital atlas of birth defects which could be immediately seen, and part two, which are not visible but could be picked up on ultrasound done antenatally, could be part and parcel of a digital course of material to train people who assess the deliveries. And there's a whole range of hierarchy, from doctors to the midwives and so on. So we can pick up these birth defects very early on. And they were very happy to do it. They said, we would like to do it. And I'm sure that all of you may be doing it to some extent. We want to chip in. As an organization of pediatric surgeons, I'll put you into contact with the current president. I was the past president too in I think some years ago. I was past president of IAPS, which is the Indian Association of Pediatric Surgeons. I introduced the Academic Council, which could liaison with the many organizations like NMC and National Board. And that is doing a lot of good work now. And I would put you together to youngsters to see that we create that digital atlas, which is available through your website. And website can hold all these windows. And a wonderful website has been created by Dr. Girish Gupta and all the members and all of you actively participating into this. A website is a one-hop shop for looking at what you want. And these windows would be available at that tab of finger. So that is one part. So I just mentioned about, and the second thing I want to thank on behalf of a national board once again, because for the all-round teaching activities to one of the most popular courses in pediatrics, which is DRNB in neonatology, the doctorate course. Wherever I go, whichever ICU in any corporate hospital or a mid-segment hospital which is eligible, I see a DRNB program going on. We are a population which is expanding at both the ends. Our children below below 14 years of age constitute 25% of our population. So the population is huge. Out of the 41 fellowship courses which National Board holds, 17 are pediatric-oriented courses. So you can imagine the thrust that National Board gives to pediatrics and obviously to neonatology. I think Dr. Girish Gupta or Dr. Manoj mentioned about the AI program. We are launching a 2-year fellowship in artificial intelligence and machine learning. And to wind up my last statement, I want to congratulate once again the NNF for launching this upgraded version of the website, which will hold true. Professor Nagia, you wanted to say something.
No, so please conclude your address and then.
I know we will be short of time, but that was my last sentence to say that we have come a long way. I personally want to thank as a pediatric surgeon and also at the executive head of the National Board, which is one of the largest education programs in India. And I want to thank all of you to invite me here and put across my thoughts. I'm sure there'll be many more such programs where we can interact, and I will definitely put you through the IEPS sort of body so that we can do what I was just discussing. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your address and in-depth talking about National Neonatology Forum and its contribution to the country. So I would just like to apprise you that the NNF Shine program, which is short course in neonatology for 12 weeks with 2 workshops and every week online sessions. So we have opened this for the pediatric postgraduates, MD students for the first 12 weeks, and subsequently we will be doing this for the DNB pediatric students. So we will be approaching you very soon, and the launch would be somewhere mid-July, early August, and it will go on for 12 weeks. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And I must tell that pediatric surgeons are a part of National Neurology Forum. They were full members till 2018 or so. And all of them are probably, many of them are active members of National Neurology Forum. That is the kind of collaboration we have with pediatric surgeons. We should have an official one at the level of IAPS also. And Dr. Shobna Gupta and Dr. Professor Paul this year they have actually committed a whole month towards birth defect awareness. And that is the kind of seriousness with which the ministry, the government, and NNF is working towards identifying birth defects at the earliest and trying to refer it to the surgeons, and the surgeons need to work toward it. Thank you, sir, and very, very pertinent points which you raised, and more about education also, which Madam has just addressed also. With this, I request Professor A.K. Datta sir, Ashok Kumar Datta sir, our past president 2001, and he's one of the ones who could get the National Newborn Week kind of celebration done. And this is one of the big celebrations which we celebrate with so much of fervor and enthusiasm and excitement across India in all pediatric circles, sir. And this Newborn Week has actually changed the focus towards newborn. Sir is again a very important member of our NNF new office building committee, and with his kind, gracious thing, despite his knee hurting that time, and he had not operated by then, he came to see all the places where new offices were to be screened, and he found the office for new office, sir. And we wish that when the new office is opened, you there in the puja where we'll have it. Dr. A.K. Datta, sir.
Right, sir. So,
Thank you, Surinder. Thank you, Shushma, for inviting me for this August gathering and inauguration of this launching of this new website. We have our chief guest here, Professor Binod Paul, Professor Minu Bajpai. We have got representative from Government of India, which is always have been a partner, Shobna. And before that also all DCs, all secretaries, we have been a partner. NNF has been always a partner with Government of India. We have always partnership with World Health Organization as well as UNICEF. And I think with UNICEF, with Government of India, with World Health Organization, we have several, not only meetings, we have several publications together. And without the support of the ministry, I'll first give the credit to the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Without their support, even we could not go and approach even World Health Organization or even UNICEF. So first and foremost thing, we are extremely thankful to Government of India for all the support which NNF has got over the years. I would like to go back to our past when it was started. How NNF was started, many of you may not be knowing, because you people were maybe at that time, maybe in schools. In 1980, Professor S.S. Manchanda, who was at that time professor and head of the Department of Pediatrics at Amritsar Medical College, Government Medical College, there was a meeting at Safdarjung Hospital where Dr. Santosh Bhargava was very active. Professor Shanti Ghosh was there. And from Kasturba Hospital, Dr. D.K. Guha, they were there. They said that in India, there are so much of mortality, childhood mortality, and out of which most of the mortality is caused by neonatal deaths. But hardly in an IAP conference, neonatology is not getting enough chance, or even the neonatology who are looking after pediatrician doing neonatology are not getting chance even to talk much. There is not much of talk, and there is talk on mostly pediatrics population above the age of 5 years. That is when S.S. Manchanda said, let us start an organization, and given the name of National Neonatology Forum of India, not as an association or anything initially, as a Forum of India, and which still remains as National Neonatology Forum. And first and foremost, they said they requested Dr. Santosh Bhargava, who was at that time very young at that time comparatively, he asked that you become president, and Dr. D.K. Guha, who was also a very charismatic person, he was asked that you take up the secretarieship. And that's how the whole National Neonatology Forum started. I just joined as a lecturer during that particular time after completing my senior residency. And I got involved in National Neonatology Forum of India from that time onwards. At that particular moment, till many, many years, we did not have any infrastructure of National Neonatology Forum. And the secretary used to continue the work of forum in their own office. And I think even Sushma also has done as a secretary in her own office. We had to beg and borrow money from people to have a small office of our own. I still remember in each and every conferences, I used to beg money, and many of you have given money because Dr. D.K. Guha says that it is your responsibility to get an office for NNF. And just for saving small amount, the first office was bought. And now we have a very big office. We have excellent setup. And I'm sure by after all those architectural work which is being done, it will be one of the most sophisticated office of National Neonatology Forum. Today, I'm very proud to be here among all of you. At least you have remembered an old person who usually people they do not remember, but you have remembered me. So thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to be here. At that time, there was no website, nothing was there. Everything used to be recorded in black and white. Today in the digital era, we are just advancement of digital knowledge is there. And I'm sure with your new website, we are going to expand our knowledge base. We are going to communicate with each other, not only in India, but all over the world. And I again once thank all of you. And I just wanted to tell one thing, that this work could be done in such a short time because of one person who is the advisor. I know him since his childhood, you can say. If you want to get...
Dr. Girish, show up.
Girish, are you here? Can you listen?
Please show up.
If
very young guy.
Yeah, I know him from his childhood days only. And being a Fauji, you want to give some work to a Fauji, you will find that the work will be done. And this is what has been done by Praveen. Praveen has chosen a army person, ex-Navy person, army person, and the work has been done. And I know about him. If you give something, he will do it. Lastly, I would like to tell a small joke and then I'll finish. I know that time is short. It's a joke of a director which Sushma has heard many times, but many of you have not heard. That is why I would like to tell. One person was selling some parrots by the roadside. So one gentleman wanted to go and buy. He asked and chosen the most attractive parrot and asked, what is the price of this parrot? He said it is 100 rupees. So why it is so? Because it is so pretty to look at. Then he had seen another parrot which is not that pretty, a little older. What is the price of this parrot? He said it is 500 rupees. Why it is 500 rupees? It is 500 because this parrot can sing. He saw another parrot which was even older than that, not that pretty. What is the price of this parrot? He said, this price is 1,000 rupees. Well, this is not that pretty what is the characteristics of this parrot? Also, this parrot can not only sing, but he can tell the future also, and that is why its cost is 1,000. Then there was another parrot. He was half bald, all gray hair. What is the price of this parrot? He said, this is 10,000 rupees. He asked, can this parrot sing? No. Can this parrot tell future? No. Then why it is 10,000 rupees? Tell me. Also, this is 10,000 rupees because without the direction of this parrot, the first parrot will not sing and the second parrot will not tell the future. So those directors like even B.K. Paul, Minu Bajpai, Girish Gupta, they are all director of 10,000 rupees parrots because they give great directions, and it is like Rakesh Kumar and other people who performs the duty. And with this, I like to conclude my talk and again thanking and congratulating National Neonatology Forum that it has reached to such a level that we are proud of our association today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. And
Thank you, sir. It's our privilege that you could make it and you are here with us. So your blessings are always, we seek your blessings. Thank you so much, sir, for joining in. Surendra, continue.
Yeah, thank you. And I see Dr. Dinesh Chilla now in the panelist link. Dr. Dinesh Chilla is the Vice President of National Neonatology Forum for 2024. And thank you. And Dinesh Tomar was also there, who is past secretary and ex-officio secretary, who was there. I will not stand any minute before Professor V.K. Paul's address, because I always look forward for that. I take notes of it. I want that to be imprinted somewhere on my heart, my brain, everywhere, because every word he speaks comes with such great conviction, such great experience, and the words are, as sir said, they are futuristic, visionary. They give directions to so many. He has words of wisdom which he will speak with so much of ease that it seems that it is easily doable. It seems possible that such things can be done. So, and we are so thankful from NNF. And I really take honor. When I became secretary, I was feeling so humbled because I've seen people like Professor Paul's name, Professor Datta's name, Professor Sushma Nangia's name in that list of secretaries. And I have to fit those shoes, and I was feeling so small to do so, sir. And I hope I can, with your blessings and direction and support, I have come up to some level to have met the challenges which a secretary of NNF faces all the time. Professor V.K. Paul, sir. Sir, is there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, I'm speaking from the iPhone.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Yes, you are audible, Vinod.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm honored to be a part of this celebration. Respected Dr. Datta, respected Dr. Sushma Nangia, leadership of National Neonatology Forum, my very distinguished colleagues from the ministry and from partner organizations, Dr. Bajpai, and indeed all the participants of this very important webinar meeting. Congratulations, first and foremost, to the leadership for taking our website to the next level. And my special thanks go out to the team led by Girishji for his contribution, for his time, for the diligence that he has provided in this laborious work. It's not easy to create these things. And as Dr. Datta was saying, a lot of these things we do on our own. We don't have generous resources. So really, I salute the ongoing agenda that's being carried to the next level by the current leadership of the National Neonatology Forum. We all stand on the shoulders of our predecessors, our gurus, and I'm very proud to say that the current leadership is trying to achieve higher levels of excellence, and therefore we thank you, we compliment you, we also extend our wholehearted support in every possible way. And this has been it's been such a great organization, always focused on the cause, always focused on the big picture, on public health, talked about hospitals and sophisticated intensive care, but Neonatal Forum was always grounded, talked about what we could do with the families, what we could do with the grassroots health worker. So those philosophical underpinnings were really enshrined in the DNA of the National Neonatology Forum, because leaders like Dr. Bhargav, Dr. Goha, Dr. Shanti Ghosh, Dr. Bhaktu, Dr. Meban Singh, and others ensured that that character was embedded from the very beginning. So first and foremost, it's a day of celebration. It's a Buddha Purnima. It's a very auspicious day, and therefore, indeed, joyous occasion. My colleagues have highlighted a few very important areas of our current endeavor. And let me first and foremost endorse that going forward, addressing birth defects, addressing congenital malformations must now become a high priority. We are talking about national level of neonatal mortality below 10, and going forward to 2047, clearly in the range of 2, like Japan, for example, is. It will not be possible without surgical expertise to be honed, to be developed, to be made available, and to ensure that the families and their children, their babies, their neonates, are connected to those opportunities, not just after birth, but also in some ways, in some situations, prior to birth for those birth defects. Surely, it's a journey which will take time, but this is the time to put that journey, going. Let our campus be very clearly oriented to that. We started with more proximate goals that we could achieve. We talked about, largish babies. We were looking at good survival after 28 weeks. Then we pushed the frontier together. We were concerned about birth asphyxia-related mortality in a systematic way. The things changed, and so on and so forth. So keep in mind that the progress frontiers are still out there, and we have to strive toward them. We must keep also in mind the fact that we should be rational about the use of antibiotics. We should be talking not only about survival, but survival of the highest quality in terms of brain development, brain protection, highest level of attainment of cognitive, psychosocial, language skills for the babies, and truly making sure that the child is a very fully enabled citizen of future India. I'm sure with these philosophical underpinnings that we have always had, to which I referred, we will be enhancing our efforts as we move toward the more difficult climb of neonatal survival. Things are easy. It's easy to bring down NMR from 40 to 30, from 30 to 20, but increasing it will be tough. It also means that the expertise has to reach, all parts of the country, all levels of the healthcare system. So surely your current efforts are in that direction. I'm very, very, very proud in that regard. I would like us to appreciate the fact that today's technology-driven outreach through the window of the website is a very powerful tool in our hands. There are many aspects to how it helps. Surely, it is a window of the Neonatal Forum's, National Neonatology Forum's own work. It's a connect that binds us all together through the system. It is a mouthpiece of the work that we do, and so on and so forth. As we have also seen, and you highlighted, that it is also now the nodal point for training programs. And I'm so proud that you thought about SHINE program, the SHINE program. very rightly targeted to the future pediatricians. And I would again request you kindly extend it to the DNB students outrightly. Don't wait. And also then create a system for resources for DRNB program in neonatology, because the resources, the core resources are always the same. The must know is always the same. The must know of newborn care is no different for a CHO or for an ASHA worker and for myself and for Dr. Datta. But then as we move toward the larger circle, there are other aspects of competencies which are good to know, and of course, the sphere where we would say it's good. It's really expand the horizon, so we are among the very best in the world. So truly, using this forum for education and putting materials, resources on for education on the website is a laudable goal. I would urge you to keep the windows opening for the resources from WHO, from the UNICEF, and also the WHO Collaborating Center at AIMS, which is a repository, a very rich repository for a long period of time. But one other aspect would be, an extension of this would be, let's keep materials that are required for grassroots level workers, the CHO and the ANMs and ASHAs. Let's say how to promote feeding in the home setting through home-based newborn care, authentic videos, authentic resources, authentic advice that can go through the IT space. But it should be really grounded. It should be in language that can be communicated by our grassroots teams to the community. Then, of course, above all, we will never forget that this window of an opportunity of the website must be open to our very, very, very distinguished nursing colleagues, which we have always kept in our mind as very special, very, very special partners. But I also like us to create a window in the website directly reaching out to the families, because today people reach out to authentic resources. They use IT access. I would like to make sure that the information which feeds and helps educated families, the middle classes, the upper middle and the lower middle classes, it also should be our target, who can directly access. In fact, anybody who can directly access should have a line of information available, which is authentic, which is reliable, which is scientific, which is without any conflict of interest. So I'm sure we can build those resources. This can take many shapes. It can be videos, it can be conversations, it can be a helpline, and so on and so forth. Two special areas I always like us to keep in mind. One is the area of low birth weight feeding, feeding in general, but within that, feeding of low birth weight babies is a very, very important area. And I think so much more skilling by the families and by the health providers is still needed. Optimum feeding of low birth weight babies is not an easy goal to achieve, but the resources of the kind that you are generating and you're maintaining will go a long way. Also, the time has come that we reach out for developmental stimulation, nurturing care, and so on, as a stimulating environment, which should really start at the earliest possible in the facility setting, but also in the home settings. So let's be very, I would say, bullish about this. We do it as, one of the 10 things. No, the time has come that this takes a center stage, just as there is a center stage for survival and critical care. Because this is a time when the brain is developing, connections are building. We don't want to miss that opportunity. There should be no reason for us to even lose two IQ points for our future citizens of Bharat. It's not acceptable, because the number of babies that we have, you multiply that by 2 IQ points. It's a loss that cannot be accepted, and that's a loss that we cannot afford in competition with many other countries with whom we against whom we have to have our fight in terms of our growth and well-being and welfare and human capital. I once again thank you for inviting me to the event. I'm glad it worked out despite some unforeseen meeting. I congratulate each one of you for the work that you have done. I thank the Government of India, colleagues in the Ministry of Health and our partners for the constant support that they have already extended. And I would urge you that please use this great window. And as Shobna was saying, use this window to train other providers through formal courses, short courses, degree leading courses. We should really be very, very mindful of providing high level of skills that are not only psychomotor and clinical skills, but also skills that are about communication and the empathetic touch that we are well known for it. Saluting the founding leaders of the National Neonatology Forum, and also thanking God Almighty for the blessing of having been associated with a cause that is so special to humanity and to our nation. Thank you very much, Jay.
Thank you, sir. Madam, you want to say?
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Despite, I mean, this is a rhetoric that is said, despite your busy schedule, you could make it. But we genuinely mean it when we say that you had meetings come in between which were unscheduled, and yet you could meet us here virtually and address the gathering. Thank you so much for your pearls of wisdom and constant guidance and support. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
सर, आपका सहयोग, आपका विश्वास जो हम पे है, और आपके विश्वास के साथ ही एनएनएफ हमेशा चला है, और आपने पूरी कोशिश करी है हर बार कि आप एनएनएफ के हर कार्यक्रम में पूरी तरह से भाग लें। आप आते हैं सर, हमारे साथ फोटो खिंचाते हैं, हमारे साथ घंटों बिताते हैं, हमसे बातें करते हैं, और कभी भी हमें ये महसूस नहीं करने देते कि मेरे को देश में बहुत सारे काम है। हम समझते हैं कि देश की जो स्वास्थ्य है उसमें पिछले 10 साल के अंदर जितना भी अभूतपूर्व विकास हुआ है आयुष्मान भारत के तहत या कोविड के समय पे, उस समय जो भी कुछ हुआ उसके बावजूद भी सर, उसके बावजूद भी आप हमेशा से एनएनएफ के लिए हमेशा रहे हैं। उसके लिए हम हमेशा आपके लिए कृतज्ञ रहेंगे। वी आर सो इंडेप्टेड to you for the kind of love and affection you have towards National Neonatology Forum.
He is a family of NNF member, so he cannot be away from NNF. Whatever level he reaches, he will be among us only.
An honor. I am a founder member. I have my signature.
I sent him a photo. I sent him a photograph that he's the initial signatory of the National Neonatology Forum.
That is what I am telling. He cannot. He will be always with us.
So before we wind up, can we request?
No, ma'am, sir has to play. Sir has to inaugurate. It has not been inaugurated. Sir, आप play बोलेंगे.
Then we should have a picture. So I'm just saying, everybody come.
Sir, आप play बोलेंगे तब हम play करेंगे. Devarun, are you ready? Yeah. Sir, आप play बोलेंगे. Sir, play बोलेगा. Sir, please you say play.
Dr. Paul, sir, please say play.
Say I inaugurate.
Let's inaugurate the new website of the National Neonatology Forum of India.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Madam.
So if I can request everyone to please come on, switch on their video so that we can have a picture. And thank you so much, sir, for inaugurating.
Devarun, सबका अगर कर सकते हैं तो सबका वीडियो ऑन कर दीजिए, please.
So that we can.
Participants का भी, please.
So this is a momentous occasion, and we are so grateful that the website has been inaugurated by none other than Professor Paul, in the gracious presence of Professor Bajpai, Professor Datta, and all the dignitaries from WHO, UNICEF, and of course our own ministry. Thank you so much, and all our members.
Amit Upadhyay has to say a word of thanks.
Thank you, everybody. It was a very mesmerizing meeting. And thanks to the website committee at first. for coming up with such a wonderful website. The website committee was led by Dr. Girish Gupta sir and Dr. Srinivas Murthy, both of whom always strive for excellence, and we have an excellent website because of them. I wish to thank our special guests, Dr. Rajesh Khanna, with whom I've had a very long relation in conducting various conferences with him. Special thanks to Dr. Luigi, from UNICEF for coming over and leading a partnership with NNF and giving new directions to the work together, which NNF and UNICEF can do together for wellness of newborns across the country. Special thanks to Dr. Shobna Gupta. She's always there from Government of India to take our partnership forwards with the government. Special thanks to the two guests of honor, Professor Menu Bajpayee, with whom I worked during my DM training at AIMS. Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure seeing you. And you still look very young, hale and hearty. And it was pleasure listening to you. And Professor Ashok Datta, sir, who has been more of a father figure to me than a teacher. And sir, always very nice to see you, hear you with your jokes as well.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering which type of parrot we are, and we thought we are the children parrots.
Middle level.
Who always just simply follow the directions and led by all the directors and singing and talking parrots. And special thanks to our chief guest, Professor Vinod Paul, sir, who has been our guide, our head during our DM training program. And sir, what all neonatology we know is attributed to sir. And for most of us neonatologists, it's the same. Thank you, sir. It was especially the new things which came from sir's lecture was opening it this for parents and for grassroots workers like ANM ASHA workers who can go to this website and in their local language, probably they can listen to or know how different procedures like feeding of low birth weight, maintaining temperature in community can be done. And so special thank you, sir. Then thanking our NNF leaders of the day, Professor Sushma Nagia, our President NNF. She's always there with all her energy leading NNF to new horizons. Thank you, Dr. Sushma. Our President-elect, Dr. VC Manoj, thank you for your benign presence. And our ever-charming and smiling Secretary, Dr. Surinder Bish. Thank you, Dr. Surinder, for having this wonderful website. And thank you. Yes, with that, I would say that's it from my side.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Debarun, can we have the picture?
Can we have the yeah. Dr. Dinesh, Dr. Rajesh, if you can just switch on for a while. Dr. Dinesh Chilla. And everybody is सबको कर दिया है क्या?
दिनेश अभी भी नहीं है. दिनेश
he must be busy somewhere. बाकी सारे participants को आपने कर दिया है क्या कैमरा on?
Yeah.
All participants are requested to kindly switch on their cameras if possible. And can we be on the same frame? One big NNF together. Yeah.
Yes, Debarun, please click the pictures.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you.
Done?
Done.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you,
Thank you.
Sushma. Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye, Dr. Dinesh.